Hey everybody, welcome back to One Side of the Coin. I'm your host, Steveo the Gamer, running solo tonight. Mac Attack is not joining us. However, I am joined by a very special guest, the 2021 World Champion, Sid Williams, yes, is joining me here. Today he's in the hot seat. We're going to talk about the upcoming Genesis World Championship this upcoming weekend, November 18th and 19th, Saturday, Sunday, 2-day event. It's going to be super exciting. I think we're all anticipating all the action that's going to happen. You want to find out all the details of everything that's going on this upcoming weekend. Check out the website, www.genesisbattleofchampions.com. And you'll, did I say it right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah,
check out that website. All the information about the upcoming championship is going to be on there. How excited are you?
Oh, it's been rumbling in the tummy for a little bit now.
Rumbling in the tummy, getting the old gut rut going on, and the anticipation, which I can totally relate to. So I was talking with Ian earlier, and if you haven't noticed the thumbnail for this evening for this show, you saw Yan's. We have to give huge credit. We also have one up for Sid. The man. We have to give a huge thank you to Jeff Pizzito, who will also be attending at the World Championship. You'll be able to meet him, Outer Edge Comics, I believe.
One is seat fair and square.
One is, did he?
Don't listen to Will. Don't listen to Will at all.
Oh, okay. Did he play an all 5G deck?
Actually, I don't know.
To get in?
No. It was actually, I don't know if he played his quicksand deck. It was at Enemy North.
Oh, it was Enemy. Yeah, he was there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there wasn't enough players, right? I mean, it's like so easy because a lot of you guys that did play at Enemy North that had already qualified, right? We were in the top 8 already. I was organizing it, but to slip into the seat through that method is fairly easy, but you never know. But yeah, we have to give a huge shout out to Jeff in his artwork, especially all the chibi art. Check out his black and white art. I know I'm a Patreon member of his, getting some stuff from him. So he'll definitely be there. You want to check him out?
So beautiful.
It is absolutely amazing. Especially your face, right? As a chibi art, right? I mean, you got to say it's beautiful. 100%. What are your predictions? Let's talk about it.
Honestly, I put money on it. We're going to see a lot of bolt shots.
A lot of bolt shots.
Bull shot.
It's bull shot.
The iconic card, very strong, surprisingly cost effective,
especially with the newer champions.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of them, like Tashir, 2 energy reduction, has access to it. Wouldn't it be awesome though if ESA had access to it? Like
1 cost bolt shot.
However, though, if you look at on the flip side, a card that you had pointed out to me when Origins first came out was Cult Shot.
It's very nice.
Cult Shot. Jalarian card, so any champion can use it at the same cost as Bull Shot. However, it does target. Unfortunately, it's not an area damage, doing 3 damage, right? The cost of 4 energy, with any champion being able to use it. So those higher end energy reductions make it a lot more useful.
A lot cheaper. It does only come in at 5 chi.
Yep.
So it's a great balancer. You want to stuff it in all your decks.
Yeah. I think I recall not too long ago somebody saying they wanted to build a full 50 card, 50 cold shots in a timeless. Idris.
50 cold shots Idris. You sit in the back line, fireballing from a distance. They rush in. You blast them down with cold shots.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, utilizing just your aura on nothing but your fireballs. Yeah, exactly. And then cold shot on the end. Yeah, it could be done. Who knows, right? Have you ever built it and played it?
Oh god, no. Don't have that many cold shots yet.
Don't have that many cold shots. But you can easily 2 boxes and probably get enough. Maybe.
No, 50 cold shots.
24 packs. So it'd be it wouldn't. Even if you got 1 per pack, you wouldn't be able to do it on 2.
Theoretically, you get really close.
You get close,
but you don't get a cold shot.
So singles.
This is true.
Singles.
Yeah. Singles over at Heads or Tails Game.
Thanks. Thank you for that push. So with everything that's going on, so we got day 1, day 2, 2-day event. And so if you look on the website, it has all the announcements of everything that's happening, side events, etc. And I know I'd asked Ian this. what are you most excited for about this upcoming championship? And is there anything that you kind of like, could have done a little bit better for it as far as the organization planning kind of thing? Let's start with, what are you most excited for?
What I'm most excited for? Just
outside of the competition.
Outside of
that's
the competition.
obvious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Outside of the competition. I wasn't planning on playing a lot of the side events. I was hoping not to get kicked out early.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like the expansions to the PvE arena.
Yeah.
Going into it as a squad and facing down an AI deck.
Yeah.
It seemed to be pretty cool.
That's kind of like the dungeon crawler thing that we had played here that we tested out the one time. Yeah, which is a side event. It's awesome. Like we really enjoyed playing that format, and it's going to be super exciting to see it played full force with other players, etc. Right, rather than just being in a test environment for it. So it's
the test spec for the 2v2. I'm not really sure how that's going to work, but it would be awesome to check out.
You never played 2v2?
Not as well. We did play one game of 2v2, but it was kind of one-sided.
One-sided. It was all one-sided. Your opponent wasn't helping out too much, or your partner?
No, it was me and Yan versus Will and Ruben. And they happened to have a board clear, but we just built the exact same board that we just had. So a little
bit one-sided on that.
A little bit one-sided.
Depends on who you choose to play, kind of thing. So that always determines it. So disappointments? Anything that you're kind of?
I've not really gone too deep into things. Do you have any ideas?
Announcers. I know it was one thing. I know I had posted on our Facebook group and that. So it's like looking at a couple of announcers that were not really as familiar, I think, with Genesis as say other people could have been. Kind of thing.
Having people that know the game well would make very good commentators.
Yeah.
Not to disparage the people who have been announced, but
they're phenomenal. I mean, you take a look at DM Armada. I'm not too familiar with the other guy. Apparently, I guess he's a celebrity out of Toronto itself. So from what I hear, but not having as much experience or knowing, the whole entire card pool, et cetera, right, was kind of like a bit of an iffy thing. It's like, like last year's the two announcers, like they were given a crash course.
Yeah.
And going back and watching the video and listening to them, and it's like, this is, it was kind of a little bit uneasy kind of thing. So it'll be interesting to see how these two guys are going to tackle the commentating. If they're like, one, knowing the players, I think, two, knowing the card database and actually having experience with the game, right? So
it's going to be an uphill battle. It has to be like the speed at which the game is played at a high level, with both players just knowing the responses, what's happening, and what's going to fail.
Yeah,
it does go pretty quickly.
Strategies, right? So it's like knowing the strategies is like what potentially could happen, and kind of foreseeing how the battle's going to go and stating that or whatnot, saying, well, if they did this, this could potentially happen or whatnot, I think would make the commentating a little bit better. But offside of that, predictions. Who do you think's coming up on top?
Ooh, champion-wise or player-wise?
So let's start with champions.
Ooh,
players. If I say players, you're gonna be like, hey, let's sit right here. He's dabbing already. Look at him. Champions.
Champions. Who's going to come out on top?
Yeah. Well, we got 12 new ones.
There are
12 old ones, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like I know we've tackled the topic before as to, which champions are going to lose ground more or less and not become like rest in peace, so to speak, because they really have no sense to be part of the competitive scene, right?
Their abilities and their builds are not
as strong or powerful. Yeah.
With what's actually seen at the high level meta. Honestly, I see it in top 8 being like maybe 2 Nubias, maybe an Idris. Might see a Kun. Be really happy to see Satirs and Tashirs, honestly.
Satir and Tashir. Satir and Tashir, yeah, I agree with you. Nubia, definitely. I think we're going to see a lot of Nubia decks. A lot of people are concentrating on, say, like
the Nubia
the whole
Bullshot.
Nubia
Yeah.
Bullshot Tsunami decks, right? Like, I mean, it's but is there a way to actually make those timelines better with Origins and what's available now?
Yeah, with diversifying your aura pool and maybe not going so hard into the tsunamis, bringing in more invasion including damage with the bolt
Defense.
strikes.
You need some defense.
Yeah, you need some defense.
You're gonna need some
sometimes,
defense. Yeah, sometimes.
I played 3 sidesteps in my deck.
3 sidesteps. That's it. Eh? Wow. That's on the crazy side. But I don't know. When I was getting ready, because we're packing up all our stuff to go vending and that, and looking back at like Rays. So I mean, this past Saturday at our draft, we got into a funny conversation about Rays, right? And there's nothing good in Rays, right? We're going through the card list, and it's like when I was doing it over the past few days, looking at Rays, and it's like, oh, like there's
some
like
secret tech.
There could be, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of people, because Origins has come out so recently and it's so close to the championship, and a lot of players are focused on it, like they could be forgetting about a lot of older cards.
Yeah.
Right?
There was one I was looking at, which I was met with disappointment when I asked around. Dark Passage, the new combinations with Thymos.
Okay.
Having that combined with Formosan Gorilla. Use 8 aura and summon it, kill it, gets its ETB. Does not get its ETB.
Sucks. Doesn't work as well as you thought it would.
It doesn't work at all.
Well, that's the whole thing. And that's one thing I always push: practice, right?
Yeah.
You got to test stuff out. You gotta kind of practice, right? Player wise.
Ooh, the top 2? Me and you?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Right?
We can get there.
We could. I myself personally, I'm really rusty. Your whole comment, I'm washed up. As he has stated recently. Kind of broke my heart a little bit, but I mean, I don't know. Like looking at the top 8 from last year compared to all the newer players coming in, right? So following along with the circuits, so we had the one in Germany, the ones in the States, etc., and even myself attending the one in Washington and whatnot, seeing the competition
the wide
in each place, right? And some of those circuits were streamed and whatnot, and going back and watching like what do they build, how are they playing, etc., etc. Do you think it's going to stay within our communities, so to speak? Like, I'm not saying it's like just heads or tails. I'm talking about like, say, Canada one, like older players compared to the newer players coming in. How do you think the competition is that way?
Ooh, there is a lot of fierce competition coming out of the woodworks.
I agree.
Coming across the pond from Germany.
Yeah.
Coming up from Washington.
Yeah.
They're
well, you didn't just inform me the whole Germany crew is coming with their jackets or something like that. They're coming as a team, so to speak, right? They're bringing the pressure, right?
Coming over to put the poor Canadians down.
Yeah, right. Like it's going to be interesting, I think.
Yeah, I was really enthralled by watching their play when they had the circuit up here in the store.
Yeah.
They're definitely really, really interesting players.
Yeah. So they, from what we're talking to a Sid, and when he was watching them, that, and he's like, they take it serious. Like they take their gaming really serious, right?
Yeah.
And they're like hitting hard, right? So it'll be interesting. But they're not as experienced, say, as you guys, right? And do they have a full 100% grip, do you think, on the strategies?
Yeah, there are separate metas that develop in their own little niche communities. It's just being able to get that wrench thrown in the mix to see if you can handle that pressure there.
Right. Which I think it's very hard to predict at this point, because the player base has gotten so much larger. The card pool has gotten a lot larger with Origins coming out, and it's hard to really pinpoint exactly where the meta is going to be at this point. So,
is it going to stay in damage? Is it going to move over to slowing things down? Maybe.
We don't know. So it's all a matter too. It's like it's not just one specific key thing about whether it's your timeline, how you built it, or it's how you play, or
it's a whole gumbo.
Who you're playing, what you're drawing, exactly. Like, so you and I both know that at any given time, some of the top decks that we've played, like you're just practicing in the store, and it's just like oh, you look at that opening hand, right? And it's just like,
Absolutely
oh,
terrible.
and you know, right? You can just look at your opponent and you know, right? It's like he did not draw well, right? It's like,
yeah,
yeah,
you just identify. I'm gonna, as soon as we make contact, I hope you have one response.
start digging that hole, right? And it's like crawl right in there, and cover yourself back up, right? It's like, oh, what did I do?
It's when you pack that deck away and you throw it in the back.
Well, you can't do that now, right? Okay, can't do that at the championship.
No,
It's like, forethoughts. So we had gotten into this discussion earlier with Ian about forethoughts. Do you think that timelines can really be improved in between matches, and how effective is a forethought in a competitive scene?
Having the ability to actually alter your timeline in response to the one that you're facing, and definitely be a strength. The amount of versatility that you can have, just fitting in that 100G, as many cards as you want.
Yeah.
It definitely, you can fundamentally change what your deck's doing. You can make responses to what your opponent's doing, seeing if you can shut them down as much as possible.
Okay, what if there's nothing in your forethought? So,
did you win or lose?
Well, if you lost, like,
yeah. Maybe you have to change up strategies, or just try and draw a better hand.
Draw a better hand. Yeah,
maybe.
See, so it's not what, and that's the point I was trying to get at. It's like, it's not just one specific thing, right? That's gonna more or less solidify your win. It's a bunch of different things, which makes it even more difficult.
Yes.
Right? So, which makes the game so much fun, right? And it's like at any given time, it could switch, right?
Yeah.
You're on top, and then all of a sudden, you're going back down. Right?
Definitely not even close to a soft meta anywhere near this. There are a lot of variables, and there's a lot of stuff in the past that some people might need to take a look at.
Yeah. So the trophy recently left the store because you were storing it here for a little while. Yeah, it used to be up above me here, and a Sid came and picked it up this past weekend. However, it did say 2022 World Championship on it. Do you think that's a prediction for this year?
If the creator of the game predicts it, then maybe it's
a solidified thing. Yeah,
true.
Like, my name wasn't on it for last year. My name was the first one on it. However, I was still crying, and I was making it like it was super glue stuck to my hand when he was trying to walk out the door with it. It's like, I don't want it to go, right? But yeah, hopefully somebody within our own community can bring it home again. I'm not predicting anything just yet, though. It's like, as far as myself, I don't know, but we'll see what happens. But looking forward to it, though.
Yeah, definitely looking to actually reach what I'm anxious about and get this anxiety out of it.
Get the anxiety out of it. Have you built something? Have you got something solidified yet?
I wouldn't actually say solidified. I'm like, it actually increased from 2 decks up to 3 decks now. Floating in between. It's really, it's
hard, right?
It is really hard. Do I want to play this, or do I want to play something else?
Yeah.
Am I going for fun, or am I going to win? It's not a.
You're not going to win.
I always go to win, but do I want to have fun doing it?
Well, okay. There's a fine line between, it's like, are you going in heavy strong and you don't care what's going to happen? Because I mean, we were having that discussion earlier too about the rules, right? Mm-hmm. So with it being written out and stuff like, so they're bringing the chess rule in, right? Yep. So once you put your hand on the card, that's the card you're activating.
Yep.
As soon as you take your hand off of it, that's the card, like, that's your movement, etc. And or you think a lot of people are going to be making that mistake?
Yeah, don't be afraid to call it out. You just take the advantages when you get them.
Yeah.
If there's a mistake that's made, or if somebody bluffs with a mistake.
Are you going to feel like you're in a moral situation to call them out on it, though? Like, it's like, especially with a newer player that hasn't had as much experience with playing the game, and they move it up twice, and I don't want to do that, and then they take their hand off, right? Mm-hmm. That technically is a double move. They've taken their,
If it can certainly feel like an ethical dilemma.
Yep.
But when you're at the high level and you're playing in
$7,000 on the line, right?
$7,000 on the line. You're playing
in a box alpha,
and you're playing in a championship.
Yeah.
you're playing, playing for real.
Mhm.
It's sometimes you can't let those concessions go.
Right. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of judge calls this year for this one compared to last year. We didn't see a whole heck of a lot. And talking to some of the judges that judged last year, they said there wasn't that many issues. A few times there were here and there, right? And some stuff might have potentially gotten missed. But my recommendation to players going into the championship is really watch that, right? Because it can be the end-all decision if you're going to win or lose, right?
Yeah.
But and then again, in the back of my mind, it's like, do you really want to be labeled as a dick, right? For calling that out all the time, right? But I mean, on the back end, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of stake. It is a very heavy competition, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the division between having fun and competing, right? So, but
do you go to the Olympics and pick up the racer next to you when they fall down?
Usually no. I mean, I don't know. I in my situation, if that was me, I'd probably stop and laugh because I'm that bad, right? It's like because it was funny. You tripped and fell, right? It's like, I don't know. It's hard to say. Yeah.
It is a hard decision
when you're going after the goals, right? It is a big thing. Who you bringing? You don't have to tell us. It's up to you. It's who are you banking on or whatnot? It's up to you.
I really don't know at this point.
Don't know.
Yeah, got like what, 4 days to the championship?
Well, not including today. 3.
Ooh.
3 days: Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then boom, that's it. Game day.
Looking to make a decision. Maybe I'll make a decision on Saturday.
You're gonna make a decision when? On Sunday?
Saturday.
Oh, on Saturday. First thing Saturday morning.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still not 100% solidified yet either. I know the turmoil that you're going through. Ever since the first championship was the same thing, and it's like, just trying to make that decision. You want to have the right cards in that timeline for that champion, right? But yeah. So anyway. On that note, hopefully we're going to see all our viewers there. If not, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. I want to put out a huge announcement. We hit 250 subscribers. Yay! One side of the coin, we did it. So as promised, we're going to be doing a giveaway show in the near future. We're not going to do it this week, obviously, because we're prepping for this upcoming championship this weekend. However, we're going to be doing it following the championship. I also want to make another announcement to our viewers. If you are going to the championship and you're going to be staying over in Canada or even to other communities in Canada themselves, we are going to be doing an after party here at Heads or Tails Gaming. We did one last year, so we're going to follow up and keep that a tradition. It'll be held here on the Thursday right after the championship. Damian will be here 100%. So if you don't get a chance to talk to him at the championship, which he will be there, you can come on over to Heads or Tails Gaming. We're going to have a big, huge celebration. Yay, celebrate the championship. Whether or not, either or, if him or I take the championship this year, it's still going to happen. So
whether it's him or whether it's me, there's going to be a sick after party.
There'll be a sick after party. Yeah, we're going to have some fun, play some Genesis, have some conversations, meet some new people here at the store. Just keep in mind, there is a limited capacity in my store. It's not, I can't fit 200 players in the store. I wish I could, but we'll try and accommodate for everybody that does attend. So mark your calendars the Thursday after the championship. 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd. It would be the 23rd. Yeah, I think so. I don't have my calendar. Anyway, I should have had that ready, right, to announce it. But anyway, thanks once again for watching. And thank you very much to Sid Williams for joining me here tonight on the stream to talk a bit about the Genesis Championship. Be sure to tune in, hopefully, within the next couple of days. We're going to have a few more guests coming on and talking about their predictions and whatnot to come for the upcoming championship. So until then, we will see you in the arena this upcoming weekend. On behalf of One Side of the Coin, Steveo.
I'm Sid.
And we'll see you there. Take care, everybody. Thank you for watching.